With us now here in the studio for a live interview is the widow of Sergeant David Hart, who was killed in Iraq just 9 months ago. Thanks for being a part of the show today.
Thank you.
Welcome to In Their Boots, Nicole.
Thank you.
Can you talk about, we just got done watching The Real Story, where you were at emotionally when you were put in touch with the American Widow Project?
Well, I think I was lonely. To sum it all up in one word, I just felt so alone. I didn't know my left from my right at that point, and I needed to talk to someone like me. And I kept saying, show me my reflection, and I don't even think I actually knew what I meant when I said it until I met another widow and I realized, wow, this is it, this is me. Yeah. And I, no matter how many people sat in front of me and had so much compassion, and they listened to me talk about David, and they smiled when I talked about David, there was still something else, and I knew that I was missing it, and I needed to find it. Yeah. But I felt like I was alone in attempting to find it, and so I was just by myself in my walk, I felt like. Yeah. But I knew I had to walk it.
You talk about not being able to relate, or others not being able to relate to you. We have a question from one of our viewers. I'm going to read that to you now. I think it's Selena out of Mississippi writes, what misperceptions do people have about military widows?
I think that probably our youth. I've found that most military widows are of a young age, unfortunately, but yet fortunately, because they were fortunate enough to find their love so young. And, we are looked at to be young, mind and body, when in fact we're like 50-year-olds trapped in 22, 23, 30-year-old body. By experience and love, we've learned so much. Being married to our husbands in the military and being a military wife, and we've experienced far more than we probably even sought out to experience going into this journey with our husbands. And I think that it's looked at to be like we're, gonna just bounce back because we have our entire life to live, when in fact, that's what scares us the most, is that we actually have our entire life to live. If with my luck, I'm going to live till I'm 102. And I don't look at that like, yes, I'm going to be 102 one day. I look at like, oh, wow. Yeah. I have a long ways to go before I see David again. But I think that's what people look at the most is, you're young. Yeah. Don't worry. It'll get better.
Well, Nicole, we definitely want to hear more. Ask you a few more questions, and so we'll have to get an extended interview up on the website. But we want to thank you for your openness with sharing your life story with us, allowing people to see the hurt and the pain. In behalf of everyone here at In Their Boots, I offer you our solemn condolences for your sacrifices.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We look forward to next week when we'll be able to hear more of your story and how your life changed once you got involved with the American Widow Project.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nicole. If you check out the Solutions tab on our website, you should be able to find a link there to the American Widow Project, along with other organizations that are in place to help those grieving. When we come back, we'll be talking with our expert for this week, who will be detailing how families can cope with their losses and set up a support network for themselves. If you've got questions, get them sent our way. We'll be answering them just after the break.
Bastogne, Okinawa, Incheon, Da Nang, Desert Storm, Baghdad. Stare at photos like these and I think about the men and women who never made it back and wonder why I did. Some vets wonder who was luckier. If you have days like that and they turn into weeks and months, there's something you need to do before they turn into years or worse. Call the National Veterans Foundation. There's always a vet by the phone to advise you on VA issues, help out with drug and alcohol problems, or just listen and really understand. I'm Dan Lauria. I was proud to serve my country during Vietnam, and now I'm proud to serve the National Veterans Foundation. We've been around for over 20 years. Since wars don't seem to be going away anytime soon, neither will we. You can count on it.
War happens, and we must be prepared. They are fought on different soils, and for very different reasons. Each generation has and must push through their own. Through the generations, the same loyal breed has served for what was right. So come and join your brothers and sisters.
Veterans, log on and find your local post today.